All right. Are we working now? Let's see. What an ordeal this is, guys. Sometimes, holy moly. Let me get my other computer up so make sure we can see all your questions and things. And let's see again. Once again, it keeps changing the camera and microphone on me. All right, let's get HD going. There we go. I think we're looking okay. Why is this not updating here? Uh, Now I think we're doing okay now. All right, you can hear me now? All right. Jesus. Okay, good. It's about time. I don't know what the deal was. It's like I normally can do a live stream directly on YouTube, but for whatever reason, it was not allowing me to select my actual webcam. It kept trying to select my computer camera, which sucks. And then finally, when I got it to change to that, you guys were getting no sound, and it wouldn't, there was no setting that allowed me to see which microphone I was using. But everything I was looking at showed that the levels were fine and it was using the correct microphone. So I don't know what the deal was. So I decided to bypass streaming it live on YouTube and do it through Zoom to YouTube. So whatever. So here we are. Who do we got? Rail is here. Daniel Newberry is here. And I've got two computer screens going. So I'm looking at my other computer to check out the chat because I can't do it on this computer because then you get the weird sound thing going on. Table 3-6 is here. Patrick Schlosser is here. Rob is here. What's going on, everybody? Hope you're enjoying this Tuesday night. I usually do these on Mondays, but I kind of forgot about it last night, and I did my yard work after dinner today. Came in, watched most of the Met game. They are winning. Are they still winning? I don't think they are winning. And I figured let me come do a little brief little half hour, 45-minute live stream for you guys. It's been a little while. So what's going on? It's been a crazy last week or so. The world is crazy. The world of music is crazy. Everything's crazy. But we're here having a good time on SOT, kind of keeping the drama away of what's going on in the world. And if you're interested in that drama and you get caught up in it, that's totally fine if that's your thing. I like to keep this place kind of drama free here. So this is the drama free zone on Sea Tranquility. So we're just talking music here and occasionally talking music. That's it. So yeah, what's going on? We got is there anybody on here? Feel like singing the Pink Floyd song. Hello, hello, hello. Is there anybody in there? Maybe it's a little late. Maybe I didn't do enough announcing here. Is that Beat live album coming this Friday or next? You know what? Honestly, I don't know. I think it's the 19th. I think it's this week. That's this bad boy right here. It's awesome. I love seeing this live. I caught them up in Albany a couple months back, but seeing it here on Blu-ray and listening to it, very, very cool stuff. Yeah, really, really good tour. I really hope we see more from them, and that wasn't it, but we'll see. Thank you, Razor Boy. Appreciate it. Mike Suarez. Never hear about the Deftones. Are you not a fan? Nah, not really my thing. Not really my thing. Um, D. Snyder is opening the vault back open. Is he? I don't know. Seems like D. Snyder's always doing something. Let's see. Thank you, Mimic Man. I appreciate it. Um, you are not the first person, Jared, who said that about the beard. I guess because, I'm like really salt and pepper, mostly gray up top, and the beard is mostly gray or white, or yeah, gray. That's gray. I'm white. So yeah, it's a little whiter than I would have liked it, but and how long it stays, I don't know. I know the wife hates it. She hasn't really, other than like when she first got back from her trip, she goes, "Oh, look at what she called me." Um, Scruffy, something like that. And then she has not made one other comment about it, but I know she hates it. So we'll see how long it goes. Storm Reverets, are you finally going to make your way down to Prague Power next year? Well, I'm thinking about it. I know like tickets, I think officially go on sale for day 3 and 4 on October 11th. So I might just buy tickets for those 2 days and than just worry about plane fare and hotel and all that kind of stuff. I really would like to go. I know I haven't gone to any of them yet. So I know like the Thursday, Friday. I'm not really all that interested in Thursday, Friday. I mean, there's a couple bands here and there I'd like to see, but for the most part, most of what I really want to see would be Saturday and Sunday. So we'll see. Yankee fan going to see ZZ Top for the first time. Oh, yeah, first time. ZZ Top's always good live. Um, is Yes coming to my area? Possibly. I don't know. I've seen Yes a million times. I'm like, not really all that interested, to be honest with you. It's like I've seen them play these albums before, or most of these albums before. I'm like, and the last couple times I've seen Yes in this incarnation, they're okay, but I'm like, I don't know. Count Ralphus is here. Yes, I know. Rest in peace, Tomas. So for those of you who haven't heard, Tomas Lindberg, lead singer from At the Gates and The Crown and Night Rage and various other bands and appearances, passed away yesterday of cancer at the age of 52, way too young. So did a tribute for him on the channel today, and then also in memory of him, we'll be getting to the long-awaited ranking of At the Gates this weekend. So Count Ralphus, Ryan Scow, and myself will be ranking the albums of At the Gates. So that'll be coming at you on Sunday. We're gonna have a pretty full ranking the albums day. So I'm gonna be doing the albums of Lion, which is Doug Aldrich, guitar player from Dead Daisies, and Ronnie James Dio and Whitesnake. It's his band from the 80s. Be doing those albums. The Artemis Pyle band catalog will be ranked by Simon Bray. And then, like I said, Count Ralphus and Ryan and I will be ranking the albums of At the Gates, one of the most legendary and influential melodic death metal bands from Sweden, from Gothenburg, Sweden, right? The place where it all began. We'll be ranking their catalog in honor of the late Thomas Lindberg. So yeah. Who's scruffy looking? Yeah, I guess me, buddy. That's me, 3 weeks, whatever. Uh, makes me look younger, you think? I don't know about that. I think it makes me look older, to be honest with you. It just makes me look different. I kind of think with me losing all the weight, I think it doesn't it adds a little something to my face, I think. I don't know, whatever. How about a bolt thrower rankum video? Mike, I honestly don't have a lot of bolt thrower stuff. I'm sure we can make that happen though, down the road a ways. What do we got? Vincent Leroy, what's going on? Yeah, table band geeks are better than this incarnation of Yes. I won't say yes or no to that, but you could make that argument. Band geeks are really great. They bring fire to the music, yes, I will say. Thanks, Ralph. Yeah, I mean, I'm okay. I'm okay with the beard. We'll see how long it goes. You know. Yeah, I know Robert Redford passed away. That's really sad. I mean, he lived a great long life. Man, what a filmography, right? Just thinking today, talking to my wife about like all the great films in his career and so many good ones. I mean, I watched like fairly recently. I watched 3 Days of the Condor. I watched All the President's Men not that long ago either. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. I watched recently. I mean, so many good films. So many. What an actor. What an amazing actor. Um, Thank you, Luke. Yeah, I love doing shows with Martin. Martin and I have been doing that Friday morning show up until, this year when we moved it to every other week. We have been doing Friday morning at the Funhouse every Friday morning for like 4 years straight. It's like I think we both needed a little bit of a breather, right? Because after a while, let's think of how many weeks are in the year. I think we only like missed in those 4 years, only missed like maybe 4 episodes. So just think of how many episodes we've done together. And after a while, you kind of exhausted so many of the topics, and you feel like you're repeating yourself. So we needed like a little bit of break in between episodes to kind of just catch our breath a little bit. So, but we still enjoy doing them a lot, and more to come for Martin and myself. So, what else we got here? Yeah, Ricky Hatton for all you boxing fans. Ricky Hatton, the great British welterweight champion. I got to see a lot of Ricky Hatton's fights. I don't know. Have they announced what happened to him yet? He was only in his 40s. And he always had a lot of issues, suffering from depression, and he had some drug and alcohol problems. Kind of just died suddenly, no foul play. So you got to wonder if he took his own life or not. I know like I said, he's been very depressed the last couple of years. So, but yeah, Ricky Hatton, great fighter, much missed. Would I do a favorite fall album segment? I mean, Tom, I did a couple of years ago. I did like fall albums and winter albums, and I kind of enjoy doing them, but a lot of people kind of have a problem relating to those for whatever reason. I don't know why. For people who don't live in areas where you have fall, they're like, I can't really relate. So it's like that's kind of like it's more like kind of like a regional thing. I tried it. I personally enjoyed doing it, but I don't know if I'll bring it back. Um, yeah, I know Ricky was only 46, so no. Um, Hello, is it me or is in the proxy only once a month? Henry, in the proxy, Hudson Valley Squares, they've all been once a month since January. Where have you been? Yeah, we moved to the big panel shows. We only do once a month now, just because I need time back. I can't be doing these hour plus long panel shows night in and night out. It's just those days are done. So you still get all the shows, but they're just less now, and you get more shows with just me. So yeah, in the proxy, second Tuesday of every month. Hudson Valley Squares, first Monday of every month. Monsters Den, third Thursday of every month. So that's been the schedule since January. That has not changed. Let's see. How about a show ranking your favorite albums from the Gothenburg sound? Maybe someday, right? There are a ton of albums with the Gothenburg sound, right? There's a lot of American albums that took on the Gothenburg sound. Any updates on SOT Fall Fest 2025? There is not going to be any Fall Fest 2025. It's already mid-September, so there's no Fall Fest this year. Will we do one next year? Maybe. I would like to do something in the spring, but here's the deal, folks. I can't keep doing these festivals if nobody shows up. They're expensive to put on. I mean, as much fun as we, the folks who, are the contributors here on SOT, how much fun it is for us to get together and see each other once a year and have fun and talk music and meet with some viewers and listen to music and all that sort of stuff. We had twice as many SOT people at last year's Fall Fest than we had viewers show up. And it was a free event. The first one we did, we had some people show up, but it was not nearly as many people as said they were going to come. And that was, we spent a lot of money on bands in the venue and all that sort of thing. So, I can't have these things if nobody's going to show up because they cost money. We bring people in from, all over the country and whatnot. That's the reality of it. So my idea going forward is that I'm willing to do them if they are inexpensive. I'm not going to spend a ton of money on big name bands because you got to sell lots of tickets and you got to have people come in for that. These bands charge a lot of money nowadays, a lot of money. So, if I can get one or two local bands that play some decent music and we have it in a cool venue that can house us and serve food and beverage and we can all get together and hang out, I'm happy to do it. But even that costs money. So that's the deal. I understand a lot of our viewers come from all over the place and it's not cheap to travel. I get it. But, you know, I would have expected, especially at the last one, that we have a lot of people who watch this channel who are from the New York area, who are from the Hudson Valley, who are from New York City, Jersey, Connecticut, and hardly anybody showed up for a free event that really all it cost you was gas to get here. So, I mean, that's the reality of it. I'd love to do these things. I think they're fun. I love getting together with my, colleagues here on the channel. I love meeting the viewers, but so that's the deal. Have I already made a video about the Swedish band Witchcraft? Yes, Patrick, a couple years ago. Did a ranking the album show on Witchcraft. I've reviewed a bunch of their albums on here. Just go and search on the channel Witchcraft. You'll find it. Yes, Ralph is correct. We are doing a special bonus Hudson Valley Squares episode this month, and that'll be on Monday, this coming Monday. Tommy, have I ever seen The Sword live? No, I have not. I would like to see them. Daniel, been obsessed with Toto's Isolation album. Yeah, it's a great album, right? If you like Isolation, go listen to the first Trillion album featuring Fergie on vocals. That's where they got him from. So go check that out. He's amazing on that too. Let's see. What else we got here? Masters of Apprentice album ranking. You know what? I thought I had done that, but apparently I might not have. That's one I have to check into because I do have a couple of their albums. I do like Masters of Apprentice. Um, Very cool band. Let's see. What else we got here? Yeah, everything's expensive. I know. Who's going to inherit my CD collection? Black Peach. I don't know if anybody's going to want it. Who's going to want all this stuff? I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet. I got to add that to the will, right? Um, from meat and potatoes, any comics you've been buying lately? I haven't been buying any comics. I have not been doing anything comic book related in months. As you can see by my second channel, Comic Book Users has not had really anything on there in months. I just haven't had any time to read comics. I haven't bought any comics. I have a whole bunch of comics I've purchased over the last year that I haven't even read yet. There's a whole stack of them sitting there. So yeah, I have been out of touch with comics for the majority of this year. I hope to get back into it, but it's just so this channel keeps me so busy. I don't really have time for the comic book stuff. I really don't. BB King would have been 100 years old today. Wow. Very cool. Happy birthday, BB. From Buddy, do you think you'll have Derek Schulman on again when his book comes out? Yes, I actually already have Derek Schulman on the schedule to come back on the channel next week sometime. I forget which day it is. I believe it's later in the week, but they promised to get me a advanced copy of the book so I could read it before I talk with him. And here it is, almost Wednesday of this week, and I still have not gotten a copy of the book. So we'll see. I may be putting that off a little bit until I get the book. So I'm always happy to have Derek on the channel. He's been on numerous times, and he's a friend, and I love having him on. So we'll see. Um, Yeah, thank you for the title track, love. Yeah, I'm enjoying doing this. What's amazing is how many great title tracks there are and how many amazing title tracks I won't even get to. So it's just interesting. Like, I came up with my list and every day I'm kind of like, oh, I forgot this and I forgot that. It's pretty cool. As far as what's going to happen next month, I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. The last couple weeks have been a blur, so I don't know. Will we be doing the Monsters Den for Halloween? Yeah, we'll be doing a Monsters Den episode where we have Monsters Den coming up this week. We'll be talking about some favorite giant monsters films, and then next month we'll be doing, I believe one of the episodes we're doing, we may do two next month, we'll see, is we'll be ranking the Ray Harryhausen and Sinbad films. So, and probably something else, we'll see. So yeah, we'll be doing Monsters Den next month. Um, Secret Satan, yeah, we enjoyed doing that. I don't know. We may do that closer to the Christmas time. We'll see. It's just hard, it's hard to give everybody's got like assignments and stuff to watch and finding time to do. So I mean, Monsters that sometimes is really hard to do, especially when, to find time to rewatch all this stuff. It's just like it was so much, a lot of this stuff was so much easier during COVID, right? Because we had nothing else going on, right? But it's different now. Do I feel like I've outgrown certain bands or artists from Daniel Newberry? Not really. A lot of bands that I've always listened to, I still listen to, you know? I really haven't outgrown much of anything. Have I heard the new Glenn Hughes yet? I have not, Tom. It is on the way. I hope to have it soon. It's been kind of hard to get, and it's really expensive. But I was able to get a copy yesterday, last night. I placed an order, so it should be here hopefully fairly soon. Have I checked out the new green, the woods? No. Oh, in the woods? No, I have not. But the new green carnation, I should be getting in soon. So I'm looking forward to hearing that. Um, Pete, you must be the most prolific person on YouTube. Is there any way to check how many videos and streams you published? Yes. Just go to the like about channel information on my YouTube page. It'll tell you exactly how many views we've got, how many videos we've published. I've published over 6,500 videos. Very easy to find this information. Um, no, I'm not a big folk guy. But how are you able to tolerate the folk moments of the Moody Blues, Jethro Tull, Yes, etc.? I don't mind folk elements at all. I just can't listen to straight folk nonstop. It just gets boring to me after a while. So like Jethro Tull's a perfect example. They blend folk in with all these other things, hard rock and prog and jazz and blues, Moody Blues too. I don't find a lot of the Moody Blues music that folky. It's got folk elements, but I don't mind it when it's blended in. I just can't like to me like to listen to nonstop like Steel Eye Span or some of those bands that are just straight folk. I get pretty bored with that after a little while. Not that it's bad. It's just not really my thing. I like electric instruments, guys. I mean, that's just kind of the way it is. Um, let's see. Yeah, I think Jamie was telling me he saw Weapons and he said it was really good. I have not seen it yet. I thought Barbarian was really good. I like that a lot. Is it the same director as Barbarian? I think it might be the same director. Did I enjoy Ride the Lightning by Metallica? Do you think it's overrated? Well, if you've been following the channel, you know I'm a big fan of Ride the Lightning. It's my favorite Metallica album, so that answers your question, right? No, I love Ride the Lightning. Steve Morse Band album from Leon. Yes, I heard the one track, or I watched it, I should say. It's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to it. It's been a while since we've had a Steve Morse Band. Um, yeah, Ralph, that's a good point. Lynn's benefit on October 12th will kind of be like a little mini fall fest, but it's a fundraiser for Lynn. So I hope a lot of viewers do come to that. Unfortunately, I will not be at that. I'm really bummed. I looked at the dates and I'm like, oh, I have, for those of you who know, Jack Toledano, my good friend Jack, who's been on SOT and has his own channel, all or not according to Jack, his daughter's getting married the same day in Long Island. So I will be in Long Island all day and I'm going to miss all of Lynn's fundraising event. I'm really bummed about that. Can't be in two places at once, unfortunately. So, but I know a lot of my friends here on the channel will be there. I know, I think almost everybody who lives in the area is going to go. I know Rob Sante is going to be there. Ralph will probably be there. I'm hoping, Nick and Ryan and Karen and everybody else will be there as well. So yeah. And I know, like I think Kyle Hamel, I think said he was coming down for that. I know some other folks who watch the channel will be there. So, Gregory, I think, will be there as well. So, I won't be there, unfortunately. Um, can you sue the Jets for emotional distress? I don't know. I'm so tired of like getting too invested in sports. I only follow baseball, guys. I don't really follow other than baseball and boxing. I don't really follow any other sports. I go through enough stress with the Mets. I don't need that for any other team and any other sports. Just too much. Um, yeah, Davey will be back Thursday on the Monsters Den. So you'll see Davey Thursday. What has happened to Chuck? You'd have to ask Chuck. Um, we hear from Chuck every so often, and he seems like he's doing well. I guess he has decided the YouTube thing on In the Prog Seat's not really for him anymore. I couldn't tell you. You'd have to ask him. He has an open invitation to every episode, and we haven't seen him in like a year. So I don't know. Can I tell you? How did I get Dennis DeYoung on the channel 4 years ago? Well, remember he was his last couple albums have been on Frontiers Records, and I have worked with a couple publicists who do stuff for Frontiers Records, and I basically just said, "Can we get Dennis on the channel to talk about his latest album?" There you have it. So that was one of the most fun interviews I've ever done. That was pretty spectacular. I only had him for 30 minutes. He gave me 2 hours. That doesn't happen often, folks. Does not happen often. Let's see. Tigers, Tyler. Yeah, well, believe me, I've lived through that with the Mets blowing games lately. I think they won tonight or they are winning. They must be over, I guess. Um, from Lewis, many say 2025 has been a slow year for new releases, but Epica, Halloween, Primal Fear, Avantasia would say otherwise, but still the end of the year show and you pick your favorites will be cool. Yeah, no, I don't think it's been a slow year for new release at all. In fact, I think there's been a ton of great releases, a lot of really good ones. And I think my end of the year show is going to be jam packed with some great stuff. It's been a good year for music, folks. Good year for music. A lot of good power metal, a lot of good prog metal, some good straight prog stuff, some fusion stuff, good classic hard rock. It's been a good year for music, I think. Um, Joe, I just answered the Glenn Hughes question. No, I have not heard it yet. And my CD copy is en route, so I hopefully should have it soon. A review coming in the next week or two. Um, what do you think is the heaviest group of the 60s? Blue Cheer, maybe at the heaviest, loudest. Yeah, I don't know. Hendrix was pretty heavy at the time, heavy and psychedelic. Probably those two bands. Um, thank you, Mark. Yeah, there is a lot going on in the world, and I know for a lot of people, what we do here is an escape from all the shit that's going on in the world, and it's an escape for me too. Without getting too deep into stuff, I am not someone who gets wrapped up in all that's going on in the news and the world with politics and wars and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I kind of look and monitor from afar, but I try very hard not to let it like greatly impact my day-to-day life because as I have seen from people I know, people who are close to me who let that stuff get to them, it's wrecking them. And I refuse to do that. So if you're someone who that's you like to get embroiled in all that sort of stuff and let it run your life and dictate everything you do and say that's your prerogative, that's not me. And we don't do that here on this channel. So this, if you're looking for an escape from all that stuff and you just want to talk about stuff that's fun, that's inspirational, like music, that's what we do. That's what we do. All right. So that's always what this is going to be the safe zone. Right. So I don't allow that kind of discussion here. If you know, if you've seen, I don't allow it in the comments either. So this we just talk music here. That's it. Don't talk music here. There's no left, there's no right, none of this stuff. It's just music. So let's see. After Rush, who would you say is your favorite Canadian band from slogans, rock and metal? Sydney, I'm gonna say, God, I want to say Triumph, but sometimes I think it's Max Webster. Sometimes it's Saga. I don't know. Maybe it's Triumph. Sometimes it's April Wine. There's a lot of really good Canadian bands. There's a lot of really good Canadian bands. That's a good question. I'm going to lean towards Triumph, but there's other, Max Webster's right up there too. But of course, Rush is my favorite. Um, yeah, Tom, that Adam Juice is a lot of fun, right? That's really good. Patrick, as I've answered in the last couple of these Q&As, no, Butch decided he didn't want anything to do with YouTube anymore. He just got tired of doing this and he's happy doing what he's doing. Guys, you got to understand during COVID, where we were doing all these crazy panel shows and we had all these people appearing on here because we were all sitting home, nobody had anything to do. We haven't been in the COVID world in a couple of years now. People's lives got back on track. People are doing what they were doing before COVID and before this channel really start to grow. A lot of us continue to do this, but there are other people who are like, okay, that was fun for a couple of years, but now I got other stuff. I'm back doing the things I used to do. You know, Butch and I are still friends. I still chat with him regularly, and but Butch decided, he kind of had enough of doing this. That's just the way it is. For some people, it's a lot of preparation. It's they got doing these shows at nights when they have other things to do. It is what it is. So people will come and go on SOT. That will forever be the case. There's been a lot of people who have come and gone. New faces, old faces. It's just the way it is. I can't force anybody to do this, right? So we're always happy and thankful for their contributions in the past and contribution in the future. But this is everybody has a choice to be here or not if they want. So, what do we got? Is there a band that passed you by that you are now discovering? I mean, Sam, it happens all the time. Like, believe it or not, I am like totally getting into the albums of the Bee Gees right now. I've always liked the Bee Gees hits, never really dove into their catalog. I'm doing it now. So there that so. Yeah, Mike. Virgin Steel and Vicious Rumors ranking. Yeah, we've got Virgin Steel, Vicious Rumors, Hellstar, and Agent Steel all coming up in the not too distant future. Probably Virgin Steel will be a little later on, maybe early in 2026 because it's such a massive catalog. But Agent Steel's coming real soon. And like I said, we were waiting on Vicious Rumors and Hellstar because the new albums just came out. I should be looking at the camera not over here. So just wait to digest those. I should have the new Hellstar like in the next week or so, and the new Vicious Rumors just came in. So those will be coming fairly soon. So yeah, the morning shows are always fun. Sometimes I won't lie to you, sometimes they're a pain in the ass because I like literally, I like to kind of record them first thing in the morning. The smart thing for me to do would be to record them the night before. So in the morning, I don't have to do them and it doesn't interrupt with my daily routine. The rest of my daily routine, it's become part of my routine. But like taking the dogs out and feeding the dogs and taking a shower and getting ready for work and having breakfast and all that kind of stuff. And there are some mornings I just want to linger in bed for a little bit longer. And then I look at that clock. I'm like, I can't do it. I got to get the morning show going, right? So one of these days I'll get into the program and I will record them the night before every day. So I don't have to, so my morning can be free of doing that. And they're already programmed in. You guys won't know any different, right? But I haven't gotten into that routine to do that yet. But they are fun. I like doing them. I like connecting with you guys that way. They're a lot of work, each and every day, but they're fun. I know you guys enjoy them, so that's the important thing. Let's see what else we got here. Did you consider Jerry Garcia or Bob Weir for your favorite lead singer who play instrument list? I did not. I love both those guys, but to me, I don't think I never really considered either one like a real classic singer, or I love them both for what they do, but I have a lot of others that I like more. I thought about them, yeah, for sure, but you can't include everybody. So no, they didn't make my list, but uh Prog Monster, would you say Atomic Rooster is mostly psychedelic? I don't really think Atomic Rooster is much psychedelic at all. To me, they are a mix of prog and hard rock and some heavy rock and some like bluesy rock. I don't really think they're psychedelic though, to me anyway. Um, what else we got here? Ever heard of Bandmade? Yeah, doesn't really do much for me. Sorry. Let's see. It's crazy how many SOT panels have come and gone over the past few years. I mean, it happens, Daniel. I mean, it's just, some people work out well and they stick around. Other people, and I'll be honest with you, there have been folks that I have asked to go because just something didn't work out. Not everybody works out. Not everybody works out. Doesn't mean, you can't still be friends with them, right? But sometimes just doing this is not for everybody. And sometimes, you get personality clashes, and sometimes people just aren't good on camera, or people just, they want to be on the channel, but they just don't really like preparing. And, I still like them as people, right? But they're just not a fit here. As kind of program director and the head of this channel, I always have to look out for the content for our viewers and what's the best content for our viewers, and managing the cast of people who appear on here is one of those things that I have to do. So yeah, so people come and go. That is what it is. But we will always be, you know, hopefully occasionally bringing in new people, or and nurturing the people who are on here who we really like, and that's the way it goes. Let's see, what else we got here. Favorite or artist or band out of Chicago? Man, there's a lot of them. We were just talking about Trillion the other day. Early Chicago, the band Chicago was probably my favorite. I know it's like an easy, low-hanging fruit pick. Um, how about a Nitro Gods album ranking? Cool, number nine. I don't even know who Nitro Gods are. Never heard of them. I have not seen 28 Years Later yet. I've seen the other two, obviously, a few times each, but I have not seen that yet. Yeah, Sean Tonar. Yeah, I like Sean. I'm still friends with Sean. I mean, Sean originally he was like a regular on our guitarist corner as well as in the product seat, and then he got a job, and he was working nights and he could no longer appear. So that's kind of what happened there, right? That's the way that goes. Sean's a good guy. I know Sean a long time. Um, let's see. What else we got here? Ever hear Menage? Menage? Yes. Did I rank it? Yeah, we've talked about them on In the Proxy, but yeah, good Canadian band. When's that sandwich ranking episode happening? Craig, I actually was thinking about that the other day, and I was thinking the way to do that, because I think what I want to do, this is what I want to do. You guys ever see a YouTuber called Ben Dean? He's this Korean young guy. He's this Korean guy who his whole channel is just getting on camera and eating like a lot of food. He's a real skinny guy. He's got a very like laid back delivery, and he just goes, and I guess he grew up in the States and then moved back to Korea, or moved to Korea, and he just goes out to all these Korean places and brings food back into his little studio, and it's an ungodly amount of food. And he just like he eats everything, and he just sits and talks while he eats and stuff, and about how he likes the food and stuff. Anyway, I kind of got inspired by that when Chris and you and I were talking about doing that sandwich thing, and I was thinking, I think what could be fun to do is to get the three of us together, because I think the three of us need to do it. And we need to go somewhere, like a place that sells like a lot of different kind of sandwiches, and we order like a whole bunch of them. and we put them and we set up somewhere where we have like my laptop and the camera or whatever, and we set it up where all three of us are sitting next to each other, and we literally have to eat and try everything that we ordered, and then kind of figure out what we like the most and all that kind of thing. I think that would be kind of fun and humorous. So we got to figure out when to do that. So yeah. So I don't know, maybe the next time you're coming up here or when we come down to your neck of the woods down in PA, I don't know. But we'll figure it out. Needs to be done. I don't think it'll be as fun if we're all on Zooms together. I think we need to be like in the same place together. So anyway, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Let's see, what do we got here? Yeah, buddy, I mostly have I have a couple of the BG 60s albums that I'm ready to order, but I have like I have a few of the 70s ones. I'm gonna order a bunch of them. I may not get all of them, but I'm gonna get some of the ones that most people think are they're kind of the cream of the crop. So we'll see. Um Nick, yeah, I think for Tangerine Dream it would have to be like a top 10 because they've got like a million fucking albums and I don't have all of them. But I could probably easily do a top 10. I would have to revisit them though, because the problem is it's hard to rank stuff like that when so many of them are like kind of similar, right? But hey Nick, you so fine. What's up? Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say I have comic book movie fatigue, but I'm not nearly as like anticipating as and excited to see them as like I used to be. Like when a new movie opens up, I used to when a new Marvel movie used to come out, I'd be like, all right, opening day or within the first 2 or 3 days, I've got to be in that theater seeing it. Now I'm kind of like, yeah, I'm gonna wait for the crowds to die down. And some of them I don't even make it to the theater to see. Like the Captain America, the recent Captain America film, I only just saw on Disney Plus like 2 weeks ago, which I didn't think was all that bad. A lot of people say it was terrible. I thought it was pretty good. I did see the Fantastic Four in the theater the opening week, right? And but like even like some of the Disney Plus shows, the streaming shows, there have been some of them like of the last 2 years that I haven't even watched, and I'm like, or I'll be like, yeah, I'll get to them when I get to them. But the old days, I'd be like, I would watch them immediately. So yeah. Update on Lynn from Tyler. So she and I were texting on Saturday. She's hanging in there. It's a slow recovery. She wasn't feeling all that great on Saturday. She gets tired very easily. She's very afraid to like to get sick from because now all of a sudden everybody's getting sick. I know people who are getting COVID and colds and all that kind of stuff. So she's very leery of that, obviously. So she's trying not to be around too many people. And yeah, she went through a lot. This is a really, really hard surgery and a really intensive surgery. And so yeah, so she's right now she's just doing recouping and praying and just taking it one day at a time. And she still hasn't gotten her voice back. She talks in a whisper. And so yeah, but I'm hoping to connect with her again real soon. And maybe like over the next week or so when I'm in her neck of the woods across the river, I'll go stop and say hello and see how she's doing. So yeah. But I think she'll be fine, but it's a long recovery, long road to recovery for her. It's a pretty scary surgery she had. Um, Mike Suarez, what's the deal with you and Wasp? You don't like them? No. I sometimes think some of you folks don't watch and listen to me on a regular basis because I've been talking about how I've been getting into listening to Wasp for the last like 6 months. Yeah, there's going to be some kind of Wasp ranking going forward. I never said I hated Wasp. They're one of those bands that I dug back in the day, just kind of got out of them, never really jumped back in, and was kind of like indifferent. And then, I started listening to them again. I'm like, you know what? These guys were pretty good, right? Some good stuff there. So no, I've been back into Wasp for a while now. What are your thoughts about the Beatles Anthology 4 box set? I don't know. Haven't heard anything about it. Haven't paid any attention about it. Let's see. Could Matt Pike be a possibility for a future interview? I don't know. I mean, anybody's possible. Have you listened to Frozen Crown? I have not. I will, Stephen. Thank you. Every time I do see her or talk to her, I let her know that the viewers are thinking about her. So she appreciates everybody's thoughts and prayers and things. Um, Yeah, Gary, I know Bryce will love to see that. Geez, where's Bryce been? Is he still hiding in Alaska? Seems like he just like disappeared off the face of the earth. Um, how do I keep track of what you own? Yeah, well, I don't really have any kind of like magic database or spreadsheet or anything like that. I'm pretty good at remembering what I've purchased and what I have. I do occasionally will buy something that I already own, but in most cases, it's always been because I can't find it and I go and rebuy it and then it turns up. That has happened. But do I like the band Sparks? Kind of. I have a few of their 70s albums. They're a little weird for me. I don't dislike them, but they're like an acquired taste. I haven't listened to them in ages. I have a bunch of their albums. I just haven't listened to them in ages. Have I checked out any other Gato CDs? No, the one I picked up I didn't really connect with, and I just haven't gone anywhere from there. I got the live album and didn't really do a lot for me. So not gonna fall in love with everything. Uh yeah, War Pigs by Priest. I know. But Lewis, that was released already, right? I heard the Judas Priest War Pigs thing like before the event. So that's old already. But I think that they also did one where Ozzy also sings a little bit in. I think it's a different version, if I remember correctly. Have I ever heard the band Mars with Tony McAlpine, Tommy Aldridge, Rob Rock, and Rudy Sarzo? Yes, Jared, I owned that on vinyl back in the 80s. I never replaced it on CD though. I haven't heard it in years. That's a really good album. I like it a lot. Um, let's see. James, don't know if brought up the Foreigner 4 44th anniversary. Is it worth it? Or 4 anniversary. I don't know. I don't know what's on it. 4 is good. Good album. Do I like the 70s, 80s pop band The Cars? Yes, Ravens. I do like The Cars. I've talked about The Cars quite a bit on the channel. I like The Cars, especially the first two albums. Love them. Would Bloodbound be a candidate for ranking the albums episode? Yeah, I'm sure at some point. I do have a bunch of Bloodbound. I don't have all of them, so I'd have to get a little bit more acquainted with some of the early ones. But yeah, I like Bloodbound. Any band you can think of that you haven't mentioned on the channel that you haven't admitted to liking, something that would be surprising to everybody? I mean, Sydney, I've done so many of these kind of like guilty pleasure type things and like bands you didn't think I'd like. I don't know if there's anything left that I haven't already mentioned. Like one of the viewers asked earlier, I've done over 6,500 videos on this channel in the 11 years that we've been on YouTube. There isn't much that I haven't talked about that I like or own at this point. Very little. So yeah, I don't know if there's anything else that like you guys would be surprised that I listen to that I haven't already mentioned. So I really don't know. Why do great bands usually have only one golden age? Because the golden age is deemed golden age by us. That's why. Because so many people think, oh, their best era was the first era or whatever, right? It's the fans who say that, not the bands. If you talk to the bands, a lot of them think that the music, if they're a band that's been around for 30, 40 years, they'll tell you that they think the music they've been putting out of late is just as good, if not better than the stuff they put out when they were younger. But it's the fans who don't accept that. So, I mean, I think there are some bands that are putting out music that's just as good as what they did when they were younger. Saxon comes to mind, Overkill comes to mind. There's a bunch of the metal bands that I think are putting out kick-ass stuff that's just as good as some of their early stuff. Uriah Heep to an extent, right? We deem the old stuff classic because we have so much history with it, but and that we deem that the golden era because that's what we grew up with. But if we didn't grow up with that stuff, I mean, that's the thing. If you take yourself, I always like when I talk to someone who's like really young, talk to like a Logan Collins or Kiefer who watch the channel, both young guys. And it's like, they got into a lot of the stuff that we've been listening to for 40, 50 years, like in the last couple of years. So to them, it's all fair game. And so sometimes I hear them and see them posting stuff. It's like, well, they like the album that they released in 2015 better than the one they put out in 2020 or 1975, right? Because they don't have any history with it. To them, just it all sounds great. So we're the ones who put that golden age thing on it. That's all on us, right? Let's see. Is there any chance on a Fishbone ranking, Henry? I'm not a Fishbone fan. Never really got much into them. Why don't I like baby metal? I can't stand the vocals. Musically, it's pretty good. Just I'd listen to those ladies singing, and I'm kind of like, oh, geez, shut up already. This doesn't do anything for me. Has Don Feld ever been on my channel? No, he has not. No, he has not. Um, Biggest pet peeves from concerts I've attended recently. Uh, People that don't stop talking at concerts. They go there to watch a band and they're just constantly chatting and shouting the whole time. Hate it. I also hate these people that insist on watching the entire concert through their phones. They literally go there as soon as the band comes on, up goes the phone. They're recording the whole show. They're watching it through the phone. They're not just not even interacting with the music, nothing. And that they spend the entire time doing that. Hate it. My biggest pet peeve, though, my biggest pet peeve about concerts nowadays. No, well, there's a few of them actually. All right, we're going to go off on a tangent here. Um, I can't stand when people go to see like an older band. This just happened at Styx recently, and I've been talking about this for years, where you get these people that are all primed and pumped, ready to see my favorite band, Styx, right? And they basically are dead, not dead, you know what I mean? They're lifeless for most of the show until they play those one or two or three big radio hits, and they act like the all the other deep cuts that the band is playing like they've never heard them in their life. It's like if you are such a fan of this band, and if you're like my age or older, obviously you've been listening to the band for a long time. Why is it that when the band plays the entire Grand Illusion album, and they're playing these amazing songs like Superstar and Castle Walls and Man in the Wilderness, and you're either going to the bathroom or going to the bar or sitting on your hands like you've never heard this song before. But then as soon as Come Sail Away comes on, you go nuts. I get people love the hits. They're hits for a reason, but I'm amazed at how many people who go to see these legacy bands that really act like they never owned any of these albums ever. And they basically just know the radio hits or they had a greatest hits CD. That's like a lot of people. I was actually watching at the Styx show, and I do it a lot because I watch like reactions of people when bands are playing like deeper cuts from classic albums. And these people just don't know these songs at all. They just know the radio songs. That's it. They go to these summer concerts, these big bills, and they just all they know are the hit songs. That's it. It drives me crazy. Another thing that drives me crazy is people who insist. And granted, I was young once too. I would go to concerts and have a good time, but these people now, and I see people my age doing it, who go to shows and get completely polluted drunk and are like just stumbling around, screaming and shouting, and just like, God, was I ever like that? Right. It's just like, it's one thing to see younger people do it, but it's like, but like I've seen, even I think the way some younger people I've seen at some concerts in recent years eclipses what I ever did. Just no disregard for people, for their people around them. They're just there. They're just there to, it's just an excuse to get wasted. And I don't care what anybody says. I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to stand what I want. I'm going to dance where I want. It's like, okay. No personal space thing, nothing like that. So yeah, and I see that happens more at like big arena shows, and some outdoor shows. That's why I like the little smaller theater place. I like the little 1,000 seat or less place. Everybody's just comfortable seat. Everybody's respectful. Everybody's just that's kind of more my speed these days. I'm getting old. I'm getting cranky. When I go to concerts, I get very cranky about things now. Drives me crazy. Let's see. Metal Person J, I'm not talking about Sydney, the female. There's a guy named Sydney, not Sydney, who used to appear on Hudson Valley Squares. Um, what else? Who else we got? Here? Slogans Rock and Metal Extravaganza. His name is Sydney. He's got his own channel. Right? Um, yeah, I know, Nick, when they don't know all the music. Yeah, they just want to go hear that one or two shows, one or two songs. That's it. Um, Yeah, I know, Lewis. People just nonstop talking, nonstop talking. From Jay, what do I think of Blackmore's Night? I love Richie, but Blackmore's Night bores the crap out of me. I'm sorry, guys. And she's lovely. It's just doesn't the music just doesn't hold my attention. I like some songs here and there. I don't dislike it really. It just doesn't do much for me. Yeah, Greg. I mean, yeah, oh yeah, drinking at a concert. I mean, I'll go, don't get me wrong, I'll go and have like a beer or two, maybe three. If but but yeah, it costs money, right? It's expensive. It is expensive. Um, and you can spend as much money on three or four beers at a show as you can on a ticket, it seems some places. It's crazy. Uh Aerosmith Youngblood, 5 song EP, maybe a couple farewell shows. Is that really what they're going to do? Yeah, I guess they enjoyed kind of working with each other at the MTV Music Awards thing. So that's cool. Hey, you know what? Whatever. It's an excuse to get Aerosmith together, I think is good. Um, yeah, Nick, we need to see as much as we can when we can. Yeah, they won't be here forever. I mean, I've seen hundreds and hundreds of shows in my life. Uh, if I were to say tomorrow, all right, no more live shows for me, especially like the bigger live show, the big things, I'd probably be okay with that. I still love going to see live music, but there's almost like there's very few bands that I absolutely have to see because I've seen them all. All the bands that are still around that I've wanted to see, I've pretty much seen. So a lot of, like I go see Dream Theater every time they come around. I go to certain bands I go see fairly often, but I kind of want to go see Judas Priest and Alice Cooper, but I'm like, God, I've seen both of them so many times in recent years. I'm like, do I really have to go? I don't really have to go. Um, you know, so I go to shows. I don't go as many as I used to, but I still go to them. Twisted Sister is back. Thoughts? You know what, JML, I was never a huge Twisted Sister fan. I like some songs here and there. I won't be going to that. I've seen them live. To me, it's kind of like ho hum, whatever. Do I know the 80s band Toronto? I've heard of them. I have not listened to them. What else? Yeah, I mean, David, I saw the Rolling Stones. God, what year was that? I guess it was before COVID. I saw them at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, in East Rutherford, New Jersey. And, my buddy and I had tickets. We were way up top. I felt like we were a million miles away. There was so many people there. And that was probably the last time I will go to a big stadium show like that. I found so many people, and I hate to keep harping on them, but a lot of the young people that were at this event who probably barely know any Rolling Stones songs, they were acting like they came to that show just to go to a big event and get wrecked. And there were so many rude people and obnoxious people. And like I said, it took away my entire enjoy. I mean, I had parked next to us. We were hanging out in the parking lot before the show, and there was this bunch of young guys, and they were there. They were drinking a lot, and they literally were like leaning up on my car. They were putting their beers on my car, and I walked over to them. I'm like, guys, can you mind taking your beers off? And they're like, oh, so, oh, oh, and then they went and did it again, and I was like, this is, I mean, it's just so rude, It's just, and then the people inside were just driving me crazy, just driving me nuts. It just so yeah, that's anyway. What kind of TV do I own? I don't know. I'd say what is it? An LG 70-inch, something like that. I think it's an LG flat screen. Yeah, it's a great TV. I love it. It's an HD uh for 4K TV. Yeah, it's a good one. I like it. Will it last forever? Probably not. I mean, my wife always wants one bigger and better all the time. What do I think of Megadeth's retirement? I feel like they still have much gas in the tank. Well, I did a video on it a couple weeks ago. If Dave's had enough, Dave's had enough. I mean, all power to him. Will it be one of those retirements where they say they retired and then 2 years later they come back again? I wouldn't put it past him. But Dave's had his health issues, and I'm sure he's made his money. He's toured a lot in his life. He's had a hard life. I think Dave would kind of be a smart guy to just kind of dial it back. If they do one-off shows here and there, that's one thing, but it's going to be a final album, I guess. So we'll see. Um, let's see. What is Martin Popoff's most head-scratching opinion? His love of London Calling by The Clash, or The Clash in general. I don't get the whole love for The Clash, man. I find I just don't really find much of anything enjoyable about The Clash. I like the song London Calling. I think it's a great song. And nothing much in that catalog really does anything for me. Um, John McCoy of Gillen. Yeah, I see John McCoy's been making the rounds. Yeah, I saw Phil had him on the show. Yeah, I'm sure John would be an interesting guy to talk to. Sure, he doesn't have much nice things to say about Ian, right? Let's see what else. Yeah, you like the London Calling album? I hated it. I bought it because I'm like, what am I missing? Martin Popoff and Mike Portner are both like London Calling's one of the greatest albums of all time. I'm like, all right, maybe I'm missing something. I got it, and I'm like, yeesh, this is terrible. Um, yeah, I mean, the Gillen album catalog is pretty great. It's pretty great. It's very underappreciated, I think. So, not by me though. Not by me though. Uh, I think not liking Child in Time is way worse than liking The Clash. Well, I know why Martin doesn't like Child in Time. Martin doesn't like a lot of long songs. Martin doesn't like a lot of jam and long solos. That's just the way Martin is. I mean, I get it. I get it. Um, what else we got here? What time is it? Oof, it's getting late. It's past my bedtime, folks. Anything else here of interest? Jesse, I have not done a Solitude Eternus ranking yet. It's on my list to do. Really good band, not a lot of albums. If you like Candlemass, you'll love that band. Yeah, Gary, I know entitlement. It's this whole entitlement thing. It just drives me crazy. Get off my lawn, right? No. What else we got here? Anything else? Love Bites is going to be at the Gramercy Theater on November 4th. Am I going to go? Probably not. I have other stuff happening early November. I got a bunch of shows like late October and early November. So, what else we got here? Yeah, Child and Time is a great song, Independence. Really is. Uh, Iron Maiden Run for Your Lives tour. Am I going to go? I don't know. I kind of at the point where, God, I've seen Maiden so many times in recent years. I'm like, I always enjoy them, but I'm like, again, Maiden is one of those bands that I'm kind of like, I've seen them play all these songs over and over and over again. That's why I like going to see Dream Theater every other year or whatever, because they play a different set all the time. I don't know. We'll see about Maiden. We'll see. I always say that, and then I wind up going. Do I think it's worth it to rebuy a Blu-ray collection in 4K? Well, Paul, there are some 4Ks that, yeah, look better than the Blu-rays. Some look about the same. I went a bunch of years ago, I replaced all my DVDs with Blu-rays. And I said I was never going to go through that again. And now I have replaced some of my favorite films in 4K from the Blu-ray, but I'm not going to rebuying everything in 4K. That's just ridiculous. I'm not doing that again. But I will say, a great looking 4K is a beautiful thing. If you appreciate film, you want to see it in the best it's ever been presented. 4K is the way to go. So just me. I did not see Bruce sing the national anthem. I heard enough people talking about it, and I was kind of like, do I really need to see it? Am I really all that interested? Not really. Um, what else? Yeah, the Night Flight Orchestra. Really good band. A lot of fun. And I tell you, Night Flight Orchestra, and then I got to be getting into Heat lately. Heat is great also. Oof, so good. So good. Ever listen to All Them Witches? Yes, I did an album ranking of All Them Witches a number of years ago. Um, cool, Greg. Yeah, and Rock is one of the all-time greats. It's probably my favorite album of all time. Let's see. Craft beers. Are they great with a bit of prog rock and a piece of cheese? They're good with metal too. They're good with pizza. Good with a nice big sandwich, right? Good with a bowl of curry, right? Whatever. Um, Thoughts on the Fused album from Iommi and Hughes? I mean, I've talked about it a million times. It's a great album. I love when Glenn Hughes and Tony Iommi get together. I want more of that. Uh, George Lemay is here. Next ranking for you and I. Yeah, George. I mean, we have a few things on the list. I think we talked about doing Kenso, right? Yeah, we gotta figure that out. Led Zeppelin Live EP. Why? I don't know. I haven't heard it. Hawkwind's still touring. I know, right? Crazy. It's crazy. Um, any bands that you prefer their live albums over their studio albums? Well, I mean, you could arguably say that the Grateful Dead live albums are better than their studio albums, right? They've got some really good studio albums, but the Dead live shows are that's really what you want. That's an easy one. Uh, what got you to grow out the beard? I don't know. Bored, wanted to do something different. I decided to grow a beard, and I decided to grow my hair back a little bit. So I got really tired of the really, really short haircut. I've had it for years now. I'm not saying I'm going to have it long, like middle of COVID long, but I'm going to grow it back a little bit. So we'll see how it looks. The beard may not last too long. We'll see. This is the first beard I've had in over 30 years. So I'm still on the fence. I kind of like it. I don't know if I like it long term, though. I think it makes me look older. A couple of people said it makes me look younger. I don't think it makes me look younger at all. So, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Uh, I will say the wife hates it, just so you know. So that usually tells you how long it's going to last, right? Um, the better band, Vicious Rumors versus Hellstar. Anthony, seeing as I'm, investigating both catalogs right now and digging in deep, I think I like the Hellstar catalog better, a little bit better. Some of these Hellstar albums kick ass. Not that the Vicious Rumors don't, but I'm really loving some of these Hellstar records. So we'll see how it goes. What does the amazing cover of Never Say Die mean? It means that the album cover art here, or the album cover, is better than the music contained in the album. I was cooler with long hair. I'm still cool. I'll always be cool, long or short hair. Um, Bruce solo show in New York. He just played it. Yeah, I didn't go. That was just over the weekend. Yeah, Tom, my wife is the same way. Have I ever listened to Super Sister? I just ranked the Super Sister catalog. I honestly think that a lot of you don't even watch the stuff on the channel. I ranked Super Sister like 2 months ago. It's amazing how many questions I get during these live shows of people you're missing all this content. You're not clicking the notification bell. You're not paying attention to the channel. I know there's a lot of content. I get it, but do some searching on the channel. There's that little magnifying glass. Click on that and search for stuff that you're interested in hearing me talk about. Because I've done over 6,500 videos on this channel, folks. I've talked about a lot of shit. So it's just amazing how many things people just miss out on. I'm not trying to come down on you. I'm sorry. It's just amazing how many people I talk to who on these live shows and in the comments who are like, when are you going to do this? When are you going to do that? I'm like, we've done it. We've done it numerous times over. So, um, yeah, I knew Gary was going to throw the date out there. Yeah, I know the beard. I think the beard makes me look old, to be honest with you. Plus, it's so white, and that's the thing. Um, Never Say Die in top five Sabbath albums. Oof, no way. Was I surprised when Josh Freese got fired from the Foo Fighters? I pay so little attention to the Foo Fighters. I don't even know who Josh Freese is. Their music does not interest me at all. I haven't liked anything I've heard. I could care less about the Foo Fighters. Another question about the Glenn Hughes. All right, I guess you weren't here. I have not heard the Glenn Hughes yet. It's en route. I haven't gotten it yet. Um, Jim here, I've missed you. Well, I missed you too, but here I am. I don't go anywhere. I'm here every day. Uh, Weird Beard by Fu Manchu. Ever play any instruments besides guitar? Just curious. I started out playing bass. That lasted about a year. And I mostly play guitar. I've tried to play keyboards here and there. I would love to be able to play keyboards, but I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm too old to start now. So, um, am I enjoying Airborne or too AC/DC worship? I mean, what I've heard from Airborne, yeah, they're very much like AC/DC clones. I don't dislike it. I've just never really jumped into their music too much. Let's see. Thank you, Raymond. Appreciate it. Thank you, Sam. Yep, Nightwish, good band. Have you ever gotten to listening to Prong since seeing them a few years ago? I mean, a little here and there. Another band I need to dive into more. Just haven't really made the plunge. Um, yeah, and I'm sure another Glenn Hughes question coming. Why does the Born Again get so much hate? It's amazing. Hell yeah, Alan, it's amazing. Why does it get so much hate? Because it's different, because the production's murky, because some hardcore Black Sabbath fans just can't get down with Ian Gillan singing for Black Sabbath and it not be Dio or Ozzy. Yeah, a lot of reasons. I think it's an amazing album. I love it. But to each his own, right? Yeah, no Foo Fighters, sorry. Kira Takasaki's Tusker Jaguar, very cool album. I had that on vinyl. I had like I had a Japanese import that I bought while I was in college of that album. Don't have it anymore, obviously. But what is the possibility of you doing a Peter Frampton album ranking? I don't own any Peter Frampton studio albums, maybe one. Um, I love him as a player. I like some songs here and there. Most of his albums that I've listened to haven't really done a hell of a lot for me. I've got Frampton Comes Alive. It's got a lot of albums. You may or may not see an album ranking from me on that. Oh, Ralph, I need to watch that. I saw you guys had James Rivera on. You are absolutely right. They've never had a bad album, and I can't wait to get the new one. I just had Ken Golden order me a copy because it's weird. It came out like a week or two ago, but if you go to buy a copy out there, they're selling for like $30, $40, and then Amazon says it's not going to be available till mid-November. And I'm like, what is going on? So Ken was able to order me up a copy. It's a little on the pricey side, but I said just get it for me anyway. But yeah, Hellstar, man, their last bunch of albums have been really, really good. I got to watch that interview, Ralph. Thanks for reminding me. I love Hellstar. So good. Such an underrated, like obscure band that more people need to know about. Um, when was the last time I listened to Roy Buchanan? I have a few Roy Buchanan things and a live album. It's been a couple of years. I like Roy. Good player. Terrible guitar tone, but really good player. Um, this is great. Jared Robbins says, my father, who is a rock and metal fan and is about your age, asked me the other day if Ian Gillan was in Deep Purple before Perfect Strangers. What? Alrighty then. That is funny. Um, is there a Wu-Can interview coming up? Their new album is great. I don't know. I haven't been asked to interview them. I haven't reached out. Guys, I can't interview everybody because all these rock stars, they want to do interviews during the middle of the day. I work a full-time job. I can't just sit and interview people all day long. And I'll be brutally honest. I would interview more people. The problem is most of you folks don't watch the interviews. That's the sad truth. I mean, I had John Bush from Anthrax on last week. John Bush from well, formerly of Anthrax, but currently of Armored Saint. I had him on the channel last week. Do you know not even 1,000 people have watched that? Nobody watches the interviews. I interview people because a lot of times the labels beg me, the bands beg me, and maybe it's someone I really want to talk to because some of a lot of these people I'm a fan. I'm a fan just like you guys are. I love talking to these people. But then we post these interviews and nobody watches them. That's the reason why I don't interview more people. I would interview bands all day long, but nobody watches them. I'm baffled why people don't want to watch the artists themselves talking about how they created this album, how the songwriting went, telling tour stories and all this kind of stuff. That's fascinating to me. I'm amazed that nobody watches them. And whenever I ask the question, I get people saying, well, they do a million interviews. They've already said all they've had to say. And I'd rather hear you talk about the albums than the artists talk about the albums. Why? Why would you rather listen to me talk about an album I've heard 4 times than hear the artist who created the album and what went into the recording and the production of the album and talking about the cool tour stories and all this? I mean, I find that fascinating, but I guess people don't. That's why I don't do more interviews. So for me to interview, I would love to talk to the people from the guys and the gal from Wu-Can, but I interview the guys in the band Wu-Can, and 200 or 300 people will watch them. That's just the facts, folks. So if you want to see more interviews, then you got to talk to your fellow viewers and get more people watching the interviews. Because if people continues to not watch them, I'm not going to do them. That's just the way it goes, right? Because it's my time I have to give up to go interview these people and their time too. So, let's see. I mean, Sid, that's cool. It is odd, right? I mean, I don't know why people don't like to watch interviews. I really don't. It baffles me. It baffles me when I have on these famous people who have such great stories to tell. They come on, and, I give them great questions and they tell me great stories. They have such great things to say. And then I watch and 2, 3 weeks go by, like nobody's watching this stuff. I'm like, and the crazy thing is they even promote it to their fans and people still don't watch. I'm like, I don't get it. I really don't get it. Thanks, Table. Yeah, I mean, I love talking to Portnoy and Mike Romeo and all, and Derek Sherinian and all these people. Yeah, clip them, edit them all up, and they make shorts, right? And I think that's all people like to watch is like short attention span stuff. Give me 2 minutes of the best. It's like, oh. All right, so here's a perfect example. So Tommy says, I didn't know about the John Bush interview. I honestly don't know for people who come to this channel on a regular basis. And Tommy, I'm not picking on you. This is like an overall kind of assessment. I don't really know if you're subscribed to the channel and you click on the notification bell, you should know every single thing that we post here. Whether it's something you want to watch or not, you should at least know, okay, Pete published this. Oh, Pete spoke to John Bush. Oh, Pete spoke to Ian Anderson. Oh, Pete's doing a ranking the albums of Led Zeppelin, whatever. All right, whether you like to watch it or not, that's how you're going to know, what's on here. But more importantly, like I know for me, for YouTube channels that I follow, once a day I go onto the channel and I look to see what new has been posted. But I'm just amazed that people like all the time tell me, "Oh, I didn't know you did that. Oh, I didn't know you did that. Oh, really? When did you do that?" It's like, I mean, again, I know we publish a lot of stuff. I get it. I know sometimes it's hard to keep up with, but you know, I mean, I on the YouTube channels I love, I go every day. I go and I give a cursory look to see what they posted, or I get the email notification that like this video has posted, right? But I talk to a lot of people like, I don't want to be bothered with emails. That's why I don't click on the notification bell. It's like, I go to the channel when I remember. It's like, okay. And then people are flabbergasted when they don't know that we did a certain topic or a show that they would love. Um, I don't know what the answer is, guys. I really don't. I'm baffled. I'm baffled. All right, what else? Have I ranked every catalog in history? No, I've not. I still have a ton of bands that I haven't done yet. I've got a long list. I've got a list. Um, let's see. This channel is part of why I like long form content, long videos. Not only entertaining, but sometimes soothing to just hear music fans talk about all sorts of music. Well, that's what we do here. I am not, if you haven't already figured it out, I am not a fan of these YouTube channels that do these heavily edited. Every 2 seconds, you can tell there's an edit. It's choppy. There's first they're looking one way, then they're looking the other way, then they're in a different room, then where it's like whatever. And it's just like, and it's, they're like 5 minutes long. And then you get done, you're like, oh, how many hours it took them to do that 5 minute video that's like so choppy to watch. I like real conversations. I like, and you got to understand a lot of times doing these shows, especially some of the panel shows or the one-on-one shows that I do, these are conversations that we're actually really enjoying having because we're talking about stuff that we're passionate about. So as much as you guys enjoy watching it, a lot of times we enjoy making them just as much, right? It's kind of cathartic for us. Remember at the beginning of the top of the hour, we talked about how this should be your happy place, your escape from everything. This is your safe zone from what's going on in the world. That's it for us too, as well, you know. Pete Alonso, yeah, he's my favorite Met. I hope he stays. I understand if they don't want to pay him, but I hope he stays. He's the face of the franchise. Um, yes, indeedy. Got my Boston shirt on today. Haven't worn it in a while. Gary is right though. Mike Piazza is my all-time favorite Met, but my current favorite Met is Pete Alonso. Um, Never edit, get what you get. I am okay with the flack. Yeah, I'm not a big spin, God, if I had to sit and heavily edit all these videos we do, I wouldn't be able to work my job. I wouldn't be able to do anything. It's just I kind of like the spontaneous thing we do, and it's what we do, right? People like it, so let's see. Ever check out Voivod's version of 21st Century Schizoid Man? Of course, I'm a Voivod fan. Yeah, it's very well done. It's very well done. Yes, it is. It's a Boston shirt. Yep, this is our happy zone. Let's see. Anyway, guys, it's 10:38. We've been doing this for a while. I'm glad we were finally able to connect because the beginning, I don't know what was going on with the beginning here. I just could not get it going. It's like first it was insisting on using the wrong camera, and then there was no audio. I was like, oh my God. So everybody, thanks for tuning in. How many people we got in here, by the way? 198 watching now. Everybody's going to chat. Yeah, Kiefer. I mean, the Mets are still hanging in there. They won. I'm assuming they won tonight. Like I said, yeah, it looks like they won tonight. So we just need the Reds to keep playing mediocre ball and the Giants to keep losing. And well, now all of a sudden the Diamondbacks have crept back in, right? So it's going to go down to the wire, just like it did last year. So yeah, we are real, Anthony. That's what makes us us. Um, hey, Sal's there. What's going on, Sal? Thank you, Sal. Appreciate it. Um, in addition to the sandwich thing, we're also talking about we did a little short video on this, but I've been talking with Ken Golden and the Cans, Chris Canzaneri, and my brother and Chad Hutchinson. We're looking to do another pizza day in Jersey, and this time we're gonna like film a whole. We're gonna like film a lot of it, and we're gonna get like a bunch of pies, and we're gonna sit and eat and try like all the different pies and stuff. So, in addition to the sandwich show that I want to do with Chris and Craig, we're gonna do a pizza show as well at some point. So that'll be fun. It's a little something a little different, you know. So, but yeah, all right. Good night, everybody. Thanks for joining. Thanks for sticking with me through the little bumps we had in the beginning of this, but it's never easy. Nothing's ever fucking easy. You know that Jethro song, "Nothing is easy." That's just the way it goes. So we'll see you soon here on the channel. We got coming up Monsters Den on Thursday, and Friday is live album Love with Rick Labonte. And the Professor's Picks. Saturday is the UK connection, and Sunday we'll have three ranking the album shows for you. We'll have Lion, not White Lion, Lion, Doug Aldrich's band. We'll have the Artemis Pile Band, which Simon is bringing you, and then I'll be doing with Ryan and Count Ralphus a At the Gates ranking. So we got three of them coming this weekend. So stay tuned for those and more. Visit us on the web at www.theatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram all the damn time. See you soon, everybody. Take care. Have another live show for you in the next, probably in a week or two, right? So stay tuned for that. Take care, everybody. Bye bye.